Previously on Lambo Lunch with Ben Humble's CEO.
It's checking that box.
I've never been in a Lambo.
First time?
Yeah.
You ready? Oh, I will need the keys though. I think really the first thing people need to do is change their limiting beliefs. And this is something I talk about all the time, but change your limiting belief about what's holding you back. Because if there's something you're not accomplishing today, it's because you have a limiting belief about it.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
Because if you didn't, then you'd be taking massive action to accomplish it.
Right.
The thing is, the way you do one thing is the way you do all things in life. And people don't really think about that. But if you're going to provide a piece of crap rental over here, then that piece of crap's going to show up in other areas of your life.
Yep.
You're going to cut corners over here, you're going to cut corners over there, and before you know it, you're cutting corners and juggling things everywhere, and now you're a motivated seller of an apartment building or rental property.
Yeah.
So don't be
and I'll
that
buy
guy.
that. I'll buy that off you.
Dude, and so will I. It's a nice spot. I love this joint. This is Windsor to me right here.
Yeah.
Right? This pan right here, boom. I mean, obviously that's Detroit. But my point is the serenity of being here in Windsor. You see how quiet it is and peaceful?
Yep. That's a Friday too.
Very little crime, very little, nonsense and noise going on. It's just a good place to live. Hey. Good, we're back.
You're watching Ben Humble CEO's Lambo Lunch on Matt McKeever's channel. Right along for special guests, cool cars, mastermind talks, and good food. Let's roll.
We've got another Lambo Lunch for you guys, and in today's video we got two local Windsor experts, Sav and Ben, chatting about what makes Windsor so interesting for real estate investors, and they're talking about things like immigration trends. Now, if you guys aren't currently checking out Stats Canada, or if you're not constantly understanding the immigration patterns here in southwestern Ontario, you're not looking at the full picture as a real estate investor. For myself, when I look at southwestern Ontario and Stats Can's predictions, all the way through 2040 looks very bright, and as a real estate investor, that gives me a lot of confidence that the prices we see today are going to be the flooring of prices we see tomorrow. So that's what Sav and Ben dive into in today's video. You guys are going to love it. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and let's dive into some of the story behind what Windsor real estate investors see when they look at their city.
I love this joint. It's a cool spot.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I think this would be a cool spot in the future to do a Windsor event.
I'm just thinking
right
about
here,
that as you were
right?
talking, man. Like, we rent this whole place out.
You got it.
In the summer, you can use the patio as well. That'll be really, really nice.
We're really gonna dial in this Windsor event. I'm excited for you to take the Windsor Win City group to the next level.
We got it.
I think it's gonna be amazing.
Yep. It's my obligation, man.
Yeah.
I want to leave the group when I do leave the group, because one day I gotta leave. I gotta leave it better than I found it, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, somebody's gonna take it over and make it better than I did it, right?
Yeah.
It's I don't own this thing, right? I'm just the guy representing it.
But you're
right?
taking responsibility over it, right?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to, right?
So tell everybody, why Windsor? Because I know we talk about Windsor being amazing, but I don't think people really realize why.
Yeah.
Let's get into the gritty, because people love the nuts and bolts on these shows. Let's talk about the numbers. Okay, Windsor real estate compared to the rest of Canada. You're the expert on this thing.
Yep.
Tell me why people should come down here, or why they should invest.
We've got to rewind it even a little bit before that, right?
Okay.
Before we get into the real estate part of it. If you talk about our immigration policy, right?
Okay.
In Canadian immigration policy, we're getting about 300,000 new immigrants every year. Every year to the country, right?
Okay.
And unlike our brothers down south, it's not people just flocking in illegally, right?
That's right.
We have a very, very clear program for that. So we're actually cherry picking these immigrants. Most people don't realize it, right? So they talk about refugees, and that's including the immigrants, right?
Sure.
In the 300,000. They talk about all these people coming from different countries, so-called third world countries. But what they don't realize is that Canada's immigration policy is really catered towards getting the best, the creme de la creme. So these people are coming in with money. They're not coming in with no money in their pocket. They're able to buy homes. They're coming in with experience, with education. So they're bringing people who can add value to the economy, not people who are going to take from the economy, don't take from the government. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you think about it, 300,000 people coming in, we got to admit that Toronto is really the center of the universe when
Sure.
it comes to Canada, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So stats show that about 60% of these people, of these 300,000, are coming to Toronto area, right? Or Ontario, I should say Ontario, not
Okay.
Toronto
Because
anymore.
Ontario is really the biggest province.
It is.
Is there
It
even
is.
any other provinces?
Well,
Thank you.
I don't want to say bad things about my brothers.
No, I agree with
out
you.
Of the,
but
out of the West,
but
but,
we're
yeah.
a little ignorant down here in southwestern Ontario. We just think the Canada stops at Toronto.
That's it.
Right? Like
That's
we don't
it.
know anything above Toronto.
Yeah.
There's a Nunavut place up there somewhere, right? Nunavut? Is that a place? Okay.
Yeah, there's a few. But yeah, so going back to that, what's happening in Toronto, we all know what's happening in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
We have real estate that is just getting crazy expensive.
Yeah.
You know, so although these people come in with money, they're looking around and they're saying, listen, why do I have to buy this $1 million home in this place, you know, where I have to commute to work for an hour and a half, 2 hours sitting on the GO train.
Yeah.
I can sit somewhere else, buy in somewhere cheaper, you know, more affordable, and I can still get to my work remotely, or I find a job, you know, somewhere in my local neighborhood, right? So that's been happening in the GTA for the last, I would say, 5-10 years. We also have the Greenbelt. You got to think about that, right? There's no more land. So there's no more land to develop in this area. So
Yeah.
they're getting pushed out more and more. So that's what's happening with the Hamilton, you know, Hamilton area for the last 10 years. Niagara's blown up. Welland, I've never heard about Welland before. Have you heard about Welland?
Yeah,
This
I
is-
have only because we invest there.
Well,
but
there you go. You know.
That's right.
But like a lot of people don't know what
Don't know what Welland is.
right? Port Colborne, all
Yep.
these places, right? Kitchener-Waterloo is getting big. It was always big, but it's blown up. London, our bigger brothers from here in Windsor,
Yeah.
they're like tapped out. I think they're tapped out right now because there's no more space.
It's tough, yeah.
It's tough to get
and they
something,
have
right?
no major expressway between, like through town. It's all basically, you know, main streets, but there's no large, like we have the expressway here.
Yup.
We've got the 401 here, so we can use two major laneways
Yup.
to get across the city fairly easily.
Yup.
So you're anywhere in Windsor in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
So I guess talk about the main difference, because in Toronto, people want to live in the center of town because the traffic is so crazy.
Yep.
And it's a lot more expensive to be in the center of town in Toronto
Yep.
because of that commute. But in Windsor, it's the opposite. Because you can get to anywhere in 20 minutes, the center of town isn't that as expensive. It's very, very affordable. And as you
Correct.
get out a little bit further, like the neighboring towns, LaSalle, Tecumseh, you know, St. Clair, you've got all this other region, Amherstburg, Leamington, they become a little bit more expensive. But what's the difference in price? We got a home over here, right? Like, give me an example of one, because I can talk about this stuff all day.
So
but
I'll
give
take,
me
I'll,
your-
take, I'll take my own home.
Yeah.
Right? So I live in a detached home here in Windsor.
Yeah.
It's about 1,800 square foot. You know,
Okay.
not like a big home. Similar to what I had in Toronto, in Oakville. When I was
Okay.
in Oakville. So I had 800 square foot. I had a little patch of grass at the back there. I paid $700,000 for that house in Oakville. Okay. My house over here in Windsor, 1,800 square foot. I got a swimming pool at the back, 20 by 40. You know,
Okay.
I got 3 decks in the back.
You got a big one.
Right? I got a big one. I got a frontage, I think is 60 foot. I paid for that house $340,000.
So less than half.
Less than half.
Wow.
And that's what it is. That was 1 year ago. By the way, I just got that house appraised, my own personal house. Last month, it's at 420.
Yeah, it's growing
in 1
quick.
year.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, because it's people like me coming out from Toronto.
Yeah.
right?
Well, people like you who already know that the market is good here have already made the transition.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not moving down here, but they're investing here.
Yes.
I think this is the best place to invest, because when you take the cost of property and the amount of cash flow that comes in,
Yep.
it's a much higher ROI, return on investment, than if you were going to buy something in Toronto.
Yep.
Right? So like down here, for example, you can buy a home just east of here in a little area called Little River Acres. In Little River, we've done 60 purchases in there. And you can buy a home there for $150,000, $160,000,
Yep.
and it'll produce $1,600 a month of cash flow if you do it right.
1% rule.
That's a 1%er. And that's the holy grail of real estate
That's what
investing,
I was
isn't it?
about to say. That's a myth, right?
Yeah.
Like for anybody in Canada or Ontario, for what we know, it's a myth. Like we've heard about this 1% rule. We've listened to other people talk about it. We've never seen it.
Yeah.
In Windsor,
It's the
here.
unicorn.
It's
We have the
here.
unicorn here,
I
right?
love it. We have the unicorn. That's it. So
Just like the white Lambo is a unicorn, because you ain't going to see white on white
Yes,
Lambo,
baby.
but
Yes,
we got a
yes.
couple unicorns down here. But you're right though, like from an investment perspective, this is the best ROI in the nation.
Yeah, and I know as investors we don't talk about depreciation
Yeah.
because that's speculation, right? But the fact is that Windsor market has been growing. I think it's 14% year on year. right?
Well, that's actually tapered down from where it was, because it was over 30% a couple years ago.
A couple of years ago,
It's been growing quick.
It's slow. This is slowed down.
This is a slow season when it's growing at 14.
Right.
So anybody who bought a property in Windsor or surrounding areas, Essex County, within the last 5 years, are already way up.
That's it. I keep telling my my group, at the Wind City Investors Club, is that a lot of you who are sitting in the audience who bought maybe 5-7 years ago are probably millionaires right now.
All of you have equity. You don't even know.
That's right. Yeah. So there's a lot of money out here.
So let's talk about the group for a second. So the group's focus is to bring investors from all over Canada. You've got 800 members right now, right? Bring them into the environment and help them understand why Windsor. Educate them, give them deal opportunities.
That's it.
Financing opportunities. So whether they want to be a lender, whether they want to be a first-time home buyer, whether they're already a seasoned investor and they want more cash flow, that's what the group's for, right?
That's it. And education as well, right? Which is more holistic on real estate investing. But the beauty with that is, so two things. First, in the event, we do a sort of economic update. What's happening in Windsor? What's happening with the jobs in Windsor, right? Which are the new companies coming into Windsor? What is the city doing? The areas they're focusing on, right? For example, we had this article, I don't know if you read it, it's about the new campuses downtown. What's happening is that because of that new campus, you have this influx of students who basically don't have anything to do during the day. So they're actually promoting downtown economy. So they go into the coffee shops, they're going to the restaurants, and they're buying all this stuff. And downtown area now is thinking to themselves, like, we gotta expand more to cater to this new need that they never had before. So
because the college is right here, they just bought the old Chrysler building.
That's it. I love that they did that. I love that they did that, right?
It's a good move.
Yeah, good move. So that's blowing up. So stuff like that, we address topics, what's happening locally in Windsor, for people who are sitting in the audience and people who want to know more about Windsor, why they should come out here, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is education. We are bringing the top of the top, the creme de la creme of speakers in the circuit. The who's who of real estate investing, usually from Toronto, unfortunately.
Got you.
But they're bringing out
other than your boy.
And of course, the locals over here too. Right? Absolutely.
Well, I know what you're saying. You got the Toronto people.
We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
But we're bringing these people who have been there, done that, made money, and now their focus is to educate everybody else.
Sure.
So by them coming out here, they are spreading the word about Windsor in their networks too, right? So that's really blowing up as well. So we're just trying to give back to the community and say, listen, there is another market where you can still get that 1% rule. Appreciation is going up. As an investor, you need to come out here and look at what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And then going back to partnerships, and that's why I'm so happy that we're having this conversation, because you've been here before any of us.
Yeah,
right?
I've been here for a while. Since '91, I've been in Windsor investing, doing deals.
A lot of people, investors, haven't gone through the cycles that you've gone through.
Yeah.
We've only seen the up. I personally have only seen the up, right? The growth. I've never gone through that down cycle. And I think as a true investor, if you want to be in the game, you got to go through that cycle.
Yeah, and you got to know somebody who's been through it and give you perspective over it,
Yes.
right? So I'm a product of the cycle. I was able to get focused. I understood what was going on. So, but if you're like, hey, does Windsor make sense? Well, look at my story, right? We've done over 200 deals just here in Windsor. We've got an office here. We buy real estate every day. We're doing everything from wholesaling real estate deals to mortgage lending, to fix and flip properties. We've got a private mortgage company that puts local residents into home ownership. It's part of our mission and community impact piece. So we've got 80 families that own a home and have millions of dollars of equity now because they made the decision to become a homeowner. I am probably the most pro-Windsor guy you'll ever meet. So don't talk crap about my city because you don't know if you don't know. But what I'm saying is the opportunity is here. If you're an opportunist, if you're an investor, like I'm living proof that Windsor is the spot to be in because the metrics make sense. The data confirms that Windsor is the spot because again, you're getting value, and really value is what we want as investors, right? We all want to be Warren Buffett. We want to be value-based investors. So if you can buy one product here for $100,000 and the same product here for $400,000, and you can sell that product or rent that product for about the same, this is a much better deal. So why are we shopping at Gucci when we can be shopping at Walmart? I'm all about the Walmart.
That's it. I love it.
Walmart it up.
I love it. Yeah.
Right? You feel me though?
No,
that's the way I look at it.
And it's got to be said that basically, I'm not gonna put this in the back of my head. You got money.
Yeah.
Right. You made it.
I made money. That's right.
For you to still be here and live here and your home is here, you don't have to be. Right. You could be anywhere in the world. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I can.
So it really goes to say that, you know, this is a community that you want to bring up your family.
Yeah.
You know, it's a place that you can come and live. You know, it's Canada. It's the best freaking country in the world.
I believe so. I believe it is the best country.
Right? So anybody who has that, I've moved my family personally over here because I see the opportunity. I know a lot of people won't do that, but you know, for those who want to do that, this is the place to be. There's nothing that's stopping you from doing that, right? The schools are here. You know, your religions are here, whatever you want to. There's a multinational community over here, which I found
very diverse.
Very diverse, eh?
Yeah, that's
which I found amazing because even in a town like Oakville, which is an awesome little town, but you don't have that diversity. Toronto maybe, but not like in the burbs, right? You have just a majority of one culture or whatnot. Windsor has a lot of cultures. I love that.
Yeah.
Right? The restaurants are there. You know, you can feed off all this other stuff. So
yeah, and it's got a lot of other side benefits. People who research it, like we are the warmest climate in Canada.
I have to agree.
We are the warmest, even though there's snow outside. There's a lot more snow in the rest of Canada right now. We're the #1 border crossing between Canada and the U.S. There's a lot of traction going back and forth here. So you're right, though. I've made enough money here where I could live anywhere, and I choose to stay in Windsor because I love Windsor. I just think it's such a good place to live. I think it's a safe place, incredibly safe. I think there's so much abundance. There's a lot of opportunity to buy. You can, if you want to live on the water, you can live on the water here. If you want to live on a farm, you can live on a farm over here. It's really your choice, and you're half an hour distance from anywhere.
That's true, eh? That's true. I never thought about that because like anywhere else in the GTA, you know, it's either farmland or water. You don't have both.
Or you're in the center of town. You don't have a whole lot of options. We have choices here. I can be on the drive, on Riverside Drive here. Like we've got miles of this waterfront park. It's beautiful. You come out here and go for walks. When my wife and I first got married 11 years ago, we used to come out here every night and go for a walk with the dog, and it was just a great part of being in here. But let's get back to the numbers. I know the investors listening here, they're like, okay, Windsor's awesome, we love it. What about the numbers though? So it makes sense on a value basis. Talk to me about rentals, because you've got rentals and you do stuff here. What's the rental opportunity here like?
Oh, man, like I was shocked, right? I know, coming out from, again, GTA, I know the rental market is tough. And I came out here, I said, okay, I didn't really know what I was expecting. Windsor has this stigma, you know, of being a blue-collar town, which it is. But you know what that means? It means that people get paid, right?
That's right.
You got T4 every single month, right?
You got stable income in blue-collar towns.
Absolutely. So I got a couple of properties that I've legally duplexed, so I've legally converted, right? Just to give you some numbers, I bought one of them, I bought for $275. Nicer area of the town, right? South Windsor. It's a little bit more expensive than others, but $275. I bought this thing. I converted. It cost me about $75 to convert it. So now I'm $350 in. I rent the top for $1,500.
Okay.
I rent the lower unit for $1,400 plus utilities. So I'm at
15 and 14 together. Okay, cool.
So 29 in total net, right? Plus utilities. And I'm cash flowing something like $800 a month.
Amazing.
Show me anywhere else, and I know.
Yeah.
Because I have property.
You've done
in that
it.
part.
Yeah.
Show me anywhere else that you cash flowing $800 a month.
Yeah.
You know, net. And I'm talking about after maintenance, vacancy rates, utilities, not utilities, sorry, but water tank rentals, you know, lawn care, all of that, property management. I'm still cash flowing net $800 a month. You can't get that anywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah, so the opportunity is there. And that's me doing a legal conversion. You can buy these houses cheaper, as you know, rent them out and get that 1% rule, right? I've chosen to do that strategy. That's my strategy. So I put in more money because I want to, you know, for whatever reason, right? But I don't know if you want to pause this, but you got a cop, ticket guy, scoping people out there.
So apparently when you have a Lambo, you get perks. And I appreciate the city. Thank you for not making me move it, but I don't even have to move that thing because it's a Lambo. So get a Lambo, you get perks. I feel like a boss right now.
I love it.
So Sab, you just said something cool. You said if I'm not improving, I'm not growing. And
Absolutely.
if I'm not learning, I'm not making progress in what I want to do. Like we're talking about the local real estate group, right?
Yep.
And we're always looking for better ways to serve in every area. So you running the local group, you're saying, you know, how can we make this better? How can we get, you know, how can we get people to really get a lot of value out of this? And I think they're already getting a lot, right? But
there's more.
Talk about people who they're always waiting. They're waiting for the information, or people just sitting back. How important is action taking and really making progress?
Man, I can't stress the importance of action, right? Because information is fine, right? It goes in one year, probably comes out the other year. Yeah. But you know, you take my example. I saw the opportunity in Windsor. I took immediate action and I came out here, right? Not an easy thing to do, but I did it, and I see the benefits for it, right? 1 year ago or a year and a half ago, I didn't have any properties in my portfolio. Today I got 7 doors, right? So in a year, I did something. I knew I wanted to do something. I came out and did it, right? So it's the people who are coming out of these groups and meetings and whatnot. It's great that you come out there, but if you go back home and go back into your routine, your cycle, it makes no difference, right? So the idea for us is to bring you value that will push you, just give you that little edge, that little shove in the back, right? That's going to make you do something. Because if you do something today, you're going to reap the benefits of it for the rest of your life, right? So yeah, that's really what we're trying to do in the Win City Investors Group.
You're trying to really create a network, right? Because everybody talks about how your network is your net worth, but what do you do with that network?
Yeah.
Are you showing up? Are you actively engaged in those conversations with each other? Or, are you just sitting there and saying, feed me, feed me, feed me? This happens a lot with what I call professional consumers, right? They sit back, they watch YouTube, they watch stuff, and then they're just like, yeah, it sounds good, but it's probably too hard, too difficult, I don't want to do it, yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
So action always beats inaction in my books.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
And I think people, I'm living proof of this. I took action in 2009, the market in Windsor collapsed, right? Collapsed. I find a little house for $25,000.
Wow.
Right up here on Masonville.
$25,000.
Yeah, now it's not a beautiful house.
Yeah.
It wasn't a glamorous home, but it was $25,000.
Yep.
And I said, listen, this is cheaper than a car. I got to buy this house. So my lawyer says this thing, which is opportunity equals skill plus chance. A lot of people see the same chances, but they don't have the skills or the mindset to see it as an opportunity.
I love it, yeah.
Right?
Nice.
I saw this thing as like, that's an opportunity, I got to make that happen. Now, I didn't necessarily have the skills of going in to do the work and fixing it and whatever, but I had the mindset that I could learn the skill.
Right.
So you don't necessarily need the skill up front, but you need the mindset that you can develop the skill if you just recognize that chance as an opportunity. And that's what I see the Win City Real Estate Group. That's an opportunity to connect. If you're like on the fence, let's say you've got money sitting in RSPs right now and you live in Windsor, okay, or anywhere else in Canada, but primarily in Windsor. Your money's making you nothing. Right. I had a guy I was talking to the other day, and nice guy, he's making 3% on his money, invested in the markets. 3, and he's just like, what? This sucks. I'm like, yeah, it sucks. You need to get around people doing actual deals, real estate deals. You got to get to the source of the money, the source of the deal, right? So if you get to that point, you can make more money. So like we worked out some strategies where you can make 8% on his money by being a joint venture partner with somebody else who's actually doing the work, and boom, there you go. So I partnered with him, we're doing a deal, we're moving forward. But like you can do that. So it doesn't matter if you have cash or RSP or home equity, you don't even know what to do with it, get educated. Show up, it's an opportunity, man. This chance is your opportunity. This chance, don't let it pass you by. Show it up to the group. I know you've got events every month at the group that people need to plug into, right?
Absolutely.
Talk about those events for a second.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we try to do at those events, right? So we meet last Saturday of every month, 2 to 6 p.m., right? We bring guest educators out there. We have a networking group, obviously, right? So we have about 50, we're trying to expand that to more people, 50, 70, 100 people coming out and explain and sharing, really sharing, right? So a lot of people don't have the education on what they can do with their money and how they can make more money. But here's a guy who took his RSPs, and joint ventured with Ben and got more than he was getting sitting in the bank. Right? Here's another guy who has his home equity. He doesn't even know what home equity is about. But he probably has $100,000 maybe sitting on, doing nothing for him. Tax-free money too. That's a whole other ballgame.
Well, the crazy part is if you own a house right now in Canada and you don't know how much equity you have, you could be missing a massive opportunity. All you need to do is get to a group like your group and find out, what does equity mean? How do I use it? How can I leverage it? How can I use what I've already built to grow my future?
Listen, we know the most wealthiest people in the world used real estate as their vehicles to get there, right? Or maybe not. Maybe they have businesses, successful businesses. But if you ask them what their portfolio is like, I'm pretty damn sure real estate is going to be a big chunk of that. Right? And we've realized that. And that's why we put these groups on, so we can get other people who don't know that or who have realized too late that they can leverage that and leverage other people to get to the next level. Right? That's the whole idea. We want to give back to these guys to say, listen, come out here, share your story, help somebody else get to where you are, or maybe somebody's going to help you to get into another level.
Yeah.
That's the point of it, right? So, yeah.
Amazing, man. I love it. And just get going, man. Take action.
Yeah.
Get going. Like I say the same thing all the time. Just get out there.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Take action.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. We're so worried a lot of times of what people will think,
Yeah.
or we might fail. Just go.
Yeah.
You got to fail to buy a Lambo. If you don't fail, you're not buying a Lambo.
That's it.
And whatever your Lambo is, maybe it's your retirement, maybe it's your kids' college, maybe it's other things that you want to set up for yourself. You want to travel, you want to live a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's your Lambo. You got to fail to get there. You got to take
love it.
action. You got to get educated. You got to just go.
I love it.
It's go
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
I remember my first flip that I did, right? Which,
Awesome. So
oh,
good.
yeah.
By the way, this restaurant is fire. You guys need to get down here. This is the Bistro down in Windsor. It's right on the water. Thank you so much. Look at this. It looks amazing.
Yeah, completely vegan lunch.
A vegan lunch. I'm not
Healthy.
even vegan, but I'm about to crush this lunch.
I convinced Ben.
You guys need to get
Convinced
down
Ben
here,
to
man.
go vegan, yeah, for the night. Looks really good. I
You
like
guys
that.
snap a pic though. So I got to get this in my macro. You got your phone on you?
Yeah,
Snap
let's
a pic
do
and
it.
send it to me. I don't even get my phone in yet. Look at this vegan lunch, man.
Thanks again to Ben, Humble CEO, for putting on another fantastic Lambo Lunch video for my YouTube channel. If you guys want to get more Ben in your life, jump over to Cashflow Tribe Canada. If you check out cashflowtribe.ca or cashflowtribecanada.com, you'll see the new venture that Ben and myself are working on to really help investors level up. When we got into real estate investing, there wasn't really a great resource for Canadian investors, and we're trying to bridge the gap with Cashflow Tribe. We've even got a free Facebook community you guys can check out, Cashflow Tribe Beta Group. It's on Facebook, it's free, go join. We've got 700-800 great investors already that are crushing in their market. You guys should be joining them as well.